Mazezoke here speaking to us. Yesterday, as you all know, the Southeast governors met in Enugu, that is the Lion House. And what was the discussion about? The discussion was about the Southeast security. We all have seen the influx into the Southeast. We all have seen what has been playing out between Onitsha and Asaba. The vehicular movement, the pedestrian movement, to the point that the Anambra state government had to erect a gate. They had to lock up the Asaba, the Niger bridge. Now, I want to give us insight into what is happening, and I'm going to do the following. First of all, let me address the meeting in Enugu and what the meeting basically came out to achieve. In the first instance, the Southeast governors, 5 of them, met yesterday in Enugu, the Lion House, and they directed all peoples to obey all the subsisting orders on COVID-19 prevention. That means to obey the laws guiding COVID-19, meaning social distancing, don't visit, don't travel, don't engage on unnecessary, or the way they put it, non-essential travels. Now, your political region met. That was yesterday. They also had in their midst Igbo leaders within this zone. After they met, they addressed a press conference, and the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, who incidentally is also the governor of Ebonyi State, that is Engineer Dave Umahi, was flanked by host governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi and the Imo State counterpart, Senator Hope Uzodinma. Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Nkemo Okeke, I must note, several times they've held this meeting. Nkemo Okeke had always represented Governor Obiano. I don't know what the rift is that Obiano seldomly attend this meeting. Now they have the Abia State counterparts, Right Honorable Udoko Chukwu. That is, the Abia State Governor didn't attend, and they sent someone, Dr. Nkemo Okeke, as I said before, and they have the PG of Ohaneze, that is in the person of Chief John Nyamodo. They had Obi of Onitsha, Alfred Achebe, Senator Jim Wobodo, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyang, among others. I mean, there are a couple of other religious leaders as well. Now, the plank of that meeting is to resolve the issues on security that was not resolved by then, and at the same time to further engage the NCDC to scale up testing of COVID-19 within the Southeast. You would agree with me that, within the Southeast, I said it before, I said it countless times, that the Southeast is actually not testing enough. So there is no way you will know that if the people have COVID until you test them. After they met, they addressed a press conference, and the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum, who incidentally is also the governor of Ebonyi State, that is Engineer Dave Umahi, was flanked by host governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi and the Imo State counterpart, Senator Hope Uzodinma. Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Nkemo Okeke, I must note, several times they've held this meeting. Nkemo Okeke had always represented Governor Obiano. I don't know what the rift is that Obiano seldomly attend this meeting. Now they have the Abia State counterparts, Right Honorable Udoko Chukwu. That is, the Abia State Governor didn't attend, and they sent someone, Dr. Nkemo Keke, as I said before, and they have the PG of Ohaneze, that is in the person of Chief John Nyanwodo. They had Obi of Onitsha, Alfred Achebe, Senator Jim Nwobodo, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, among others. I mean, there are a couple of other religious leaders as well. Now, the plank of that meeting is to resolve the issues on security that was not resolved by then, and at the same time to further engage the NCDC to scale up testing of COVID-19 within the Southeast. You would agree with me that, within the Southeast, I said it before, I said it countless times, that the Southeast is actually not testing enough. So there is no way you know that if the people have COVID until you test them. They accused the IGP, Inspector General of Police, which is now in line with what I have said before, that whatever the Inspector General of Police is proposing was a distraction. Exactly the same thing that Ike Ekweremadu said. Ike Ekweremadu said that they are basically distracting us from moving ahead with what many of us, myself included, because I know I had vehemently, proposed that every single state must go back and have their own vigilante law. I used the example of what Anambra State did under Peter Obi, that Anambra State is actually the only state in the whole of the Southeast that has their own security outfit. Even when Amatekun was done, I was one of those that argued that Amatekun in its structure at that point cannot stand unless the states within the Southwest go back and do what Anambra State did. Eventually, some of you argued that I didn't know what I was talking about, but I kept quiet. But eventually, see, that is what knowledge does. We don't argue from point of ignorance. The regions had to go back to enact these laws, and they did, and Amatekun is standing today because they had go back and enact these laws within states. It's only when you have these laws within states can you now select some set of units and say, be in charge of this border. Because if anything happens, all man will go back to their own borders and say, okay, we are in Oshun, or we are in Ekiti, and we are in Oyo. So that is the way things are done. Now, suddenly it appears these guys have now kind of coming to the realization that the IGP sold them a dummy, during his last visit. And actually, I must note here, in that meeting, Nyanwodo walked out. I think Reverend Father Obinna or whatever, some bishops walked out within Nyanwodo, because they came in order to agree on a structure for this Southeast security outfit, and suddenly our governors came out telling them that they have embraced the community policing championed by the IGP, that is the Inspector General of Police. Again, that means the initial agreement reached on that community policing is null and void. And they said, and I quote, the forum chairman maintained that the Southeast governors cannot begin implementation of these community policing until the program reflects their earlier agreement. And what was their earlier agreement? That they will be the ones in charge of people that's going to man this. But it appears the federal government is not interested in that. They're somehow interested in controlling who's going to be in charge. And I said it, when I see how can someone travel from Katsina in a time of lockdown to the point that you get to Ubolafo, which borders Benue you get to a point of crossing down to Enugu and even getting to Abia State, it tells me there must be accomplices here within the Nigerian security system that allows these people to keep on going. That's why we get nowhere. Having said that, the only way we can get a grip on what is happening is when people are locally. If I'm in Anambra State and I am among those vigilantes, it is in my best interest to make sure that I do not see those I may consider as enemy come in. Why? Because I am going to be among those to protect my territory. I have everything in me to protect my territory. But if you bring someone from a different place that does not understand the language, does not understand the terrain, neither does it understand the culture of the people, the person has no attachment, and that person can easily take 500 naira or 1,000 naira and allow people to come in. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, the meeting went on. According to the forum agreed, that is the Southeast Governors Forum, agreed that all Southeastern state houses, now I am quoting him, all Southeastern state houses of assembly, houses of assembly should commence the process of enacting of state security laws in line with its Southeast Joint Security Program. And there, I will say, stop it, Mr. Man. Dave Umahi, here I am calling you out. Sorry, but I have to say this because I think this is at certain point I will say, why are we dilly-dallying? Why are we going this back and forth? Remember, in August 2019, when Enugu Airport was closed, you made a call for joint policing. When Amotekun was going on, you said that actually that was your idea, the idea of the Southeasterners. Now, my question is, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, 10 freaking good months. So, what is happening that over now getting to 10 months, you people are not able to push for people to get states to get their own state security laws? Yes, like I said before, when Amotekun met with the IGP, they found out, like I said, that it was wrong for them to go regional. They have to go back to the state. Exactly the moment they had to go back, and that law is only copy and paste. Abia State, take the laws made by Anambra State. If you want modification, make modification, change the title to Abia State Vigilante Law 2020 May. Then Enugu State Vigilante Law 2020 May. It's only one instant law. Make modification. These are things, sit down in the computer. These are changes you could make within 2 hours. Go back to the state assemblies and pass these laws. I do not see any reason why the whole Southeast, with the exception of Anambra State that has theirs now for over 10 years, I do not see any reason why the whole Southeast cannot pass state security laws within next 1 week. Dave Umahi, I am calling you out here that please, you must show leadership at this moment. Leadership means you must get the people to go to work. Yes, I know there are things I know you people are doing. There are things I know the governors are doing, but the public doesn't know. The only way you can build confidence, the only way you can let the people believe that you're doing something is when they see these actions. Some of us have these privileged information which we cannot divulge in the public, but at the same time, what you need to do is that you have to do this. Take for instance, it took Hope Uzodimma in Imo State less than a day to enact a law to abolish the payment of pensioners to ex-governors. The assembly sat on it, agreed on it, it was passed. So if we get this law, it is not skyrocket science. what the state assemblies have been doing is copy-paste. In this case, it's about the life and the life of your own citizens and the citizens of the Southeast, because that is where my interests lie. That is why I will not stop talking about it, because it is my own. I am part of that area. So people, get a grip and let this go on. Again, having said that, it brings me to the second point that I mentioned. You can see, I will show us some clips here, where in Anambra State, they erected a gate to close the Asaba, the second Niger Bridge, Delta, Anambra State. Yesterday being Sunday, people, didn't like it, and they had to take it down. People took it down in protest. Now, I think many of you might not agree, but again, I keep saying my mind. As long as I think the things I'm saying, I'm not saying them out of malice. These are things I've thought about and I've come to a conclusion. That's my opinion. My intention here is to influence and to mold opinions. Now, I think those that destroyed that gate, it is wrong. It is easy for us to go back and say, Delta State is not doing anything, Anambra State is not doing anything, people are going in, people are coming out. Now they are doing something, they are putting this barricade. We have a barricade in Rivers, for Christ's sake, that has not been taken down. Now, this is the only gateway, the major gateway to Anambra State, aside the other side from Amansi and ours from Anyamelu, via Kogi. These are the three main gateways, and the major gateway is the first Niger Bridge, and they've erected a gate over there, and you guys have gone in and destroyed it. That is unacceptable. I do not subscribe to that. If there is an interstate movement, please stay at home. They said you shouldn't travel from one state to another. Please stay at home. What is the difference between you who is now traveling from Asaba to Anambra and the difference between the person that travels from Kogi or from Sokoto to Anambra? Is it not that same movement? We cannot be seen to be engaging in the same thing we criticize others in doing. And I believe that's why they started from the beginning, and they said obeying the laws, the instant laws guiding COVID-19, which also include restriction of movements. I think this is not acceptable, people. Okay? So now, again, on this final note, I will do a video, a different video on this, on the Enugu International Airport. They mentioned the Enugu International Airport, but I have video recordings that I've done, yesterday being Sunday at the Enugu International Airport, and today being Monday because today is public holiday. On the rehabilitation of Enugu Akanibiam International Airport, they said that the Governors Forum, after receiving brief on progress of work from the Chairman, Southeast Governors Committee on the airport engineer Chris Okoye, they commended President Muhammadu Buhari, the Minister of Aviation, that is Hadi Sirika, Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, and other Southeast governors and members of the airport committee. So from my part that is what they have said, but tomorrow or within the week, keep a date with Mazes, okay? Definitely, I will give you my own update. I say it as I see it. I say it as they are. I'm not being political here. I will say the things. Let me not divulge what I will say in my video because I'm editing the clips that I have recorded. The pace of work. All I can say is work has resumed at the Enugu International Airport. After it's, because of COVID, they suspended the work, but now work has resumed. The facility, and there are new facilities coming on, but I wouldn't talk much on that. I would say much on that later. Now, the Governors Forum also commended President Muhammadu Buhari and the Minister of Works and the Anambra State Governor Obiano for the progress they've made so far on the second Niger Bridge. Again, people, the second Niger Bridge is progressing. Also, we have a photo looking at the Oba section. When the bridge, when it comes out from Delta, it goes in through Atani and drops at Oba, so that people, that's where an interchange will be, and I think that's where the toll gate will be. So the moment you get to that place, you can now go to Obanewi or go back to Onitsha, that is about Mbuka Motor Spare Parts, or you head to your right, which is Onitsha Owerri Road, left to Nnewi, back to Onitsha. You see, so that interchange there, work is ongoing. So that is the update I have for us this evening. So again, like I said, please, the governors, you must get a grip. We are getting fed up. We need you guys to move your butts. Get a grip and move your butts. Pass these laws. Pass them. Pass them. Get these things. Get the state assemblies. Let them work. Let them pass these laws. Now, it's only when we have passed these laws can we now do regional policing. That is, if Anambra State has, as Anambra State has their own vigilante services, it's only when Enugu has theirs can they say we are going on a joint patrol on Amansi. But for now, it's only Anambra State. Anambra State does not have the right to move into Enugu State, because Enugu State, apart from the forest guard that they do not have any vigilante. Abia State, that has the highest, condensed forest in the Igbo nation, has nothing. And for over a year now, they've been saying Abia State is working on their own vigilante services. I mean, that for me is waiting for too long. There is an urgency, and that urgency is now. We must get a grip. And please, we must get a grip. And that grip we must get ASAP. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I remain one and your only Mazi Ezoke. Peace out.